Hello, Audra. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And is it okay if I call you Audra? I feel like we're on a first name basis since I woke up and you put money in my bank account. Thank you, because, my wife wants a new pair of shoes. But enough about her. Let me show you how I'm going to cut prescription reading glasses for your RayBan 2132, color 901L, size 55. Let's see what RayBan has sent us, shall we? Open up the box. Here's your black Italian leather RayBan case, your classic RayBan glasses, and your RayBan cleaning cloth. By the way, I'm going to include instructions on how to care for your cloth and case. Now, this is it. This is your glasses with the classic crooked G15 sticker, which I've never seen one on there straight. RayBan sends it to me with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple. If they think it's a good idea to do that, then by golly, where is it? Here it is. I'm going to take a second one and put it on your left temple, so you're going to get twice the packaging that I get when I order from RayBan. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop out your original glass lenses. Can you hear that? That is glass. Let's pop these out. That is glass. If you drop them on the ground, they will break. Now you've got the Geek Chic glasses. By the way, in full disclosure, I'm wearing the same frame in the blue crystal. There's not a frame more comfortable. I sell Gucci, Prada, Versace, Armani. They're wasting their time. I have the Armani rep every day wanting to give me a free pair of glasses. I just ain't going to wear them. There's nothing more comfortable. There's nothing more durable. And it doesn't hurt that this is one of the cheapest pair of glasses that I sell. So I'm going to put your Italian frame into my Italian Santinelli LE1000 patternless edger, because here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everybody loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality, when you purchase the frame from me, you get high quality, unbreakable polycarbonate lenses. They're also bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection. And do I stop there? No, I don't, Audra, because I value you as a customer. I am going to give you an aspheric lens, which is much flatter than most reading glasses out there. It's not that bulging fishbowl effect you get from spherical lenses. And in your note, you said you wanted plus 125, please, exclamation point. So let me just put an exclamation point on there. Done. Is that what you want? Sorry. Forgive me if I'm getting carried away. I love what I do. Plus, I got to entertain myself while I'm working. So I'm going to take your lens out. Take both lenses out. Put it in my Marco 101 lensometer. Put the setting on plus 1 1/4, which, by the way, places you in the early 40s. I wasn't going to say anything, but, this time of day I am kind of annoying. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you the same thing. All right, so I'm going to line that up. I've got your optical center. I'm going to put a couple dots on the lens. I'm going to darken this dot because we're going to need to measure that later. And I'm going to put a right on there or an R on there for right. Where's that lens? Here it is. Can you notice how flat that is? This is going to have so much better of a cosmetic appeal in your glasses. Get everything lined up just perfectly. There we go. Put that dot on there and hit L. Or left. Okay, there's that. I'm going to pull up the shape of your lens onto the computer. Put in the pupillary distance. And program this for a polycarbonate lens. Uncut for a Xyle, which is an old school name for plastic. And I'm not going to go down in size just yet, but this is a block that's going to go onto your lens while it's cutting. I need to put a little sticker on there so it sticks to your lens. This is just a little leap pad from 3M. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick it on the block, pull away the tape to expose the double-sided sticky. Line that up in my essentially optical crosshairs. Just do the same thing for your left lens. Put the little sticker on here. And let's do the same for the left. And there we go. So, put your lens into the chuck. Hello, Chuck. Excuse me, Charles. I don't know you well enough. I can call Audrey by her first name, but not the Chuck. So the first thing that's going to happen is the LMU is going to come down and trace the shape of your frame onto the lens to make sure it's large enough to cut out, and it is. It's going to measure it's now measuring the concave side of the lens, which is closest to your eyelashes, and then it's going to trace the convex side of the lens, which is away from the face. And the caliper is measuring the thickness of the lens while it does all that. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the left. It is the lighter color wheel of the 3. It is like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away the polycarbonate. This lens, the wheel in the middle with the channel, is what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the frame. This third wheel is a polishing wheel, which we won't be using. I will have to close the door, but I want you to see the lens. Touch the cutting wheel. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit more so you can see. Now this whole process takes about 15 minutes. It is now 7:57, Friday, March 21st, 66 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina, where we just had 2 ice storms in the past 7 days. But you out there in Yuma, Arizona, what do you know about ice storms? As long as there's ice in your cold beverages, everything is good. You notice that it's still completely flat all the way around. Now it's going to go over and put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Whoa, don't run away, don't run away. It's just so excited to come sit on, that doesn't sound right, to sit on your face, but it's going to. Forgive me, that's the allergy medicine talking. Hey. It's now getting a bath, a little optical bath, clean away the little sawdust. In just a moment it will stop, and I'm going to see if it will mount into the frame, and I doubt that it will. I'm very skeptical. The 55 has a deeper bevel, and I usually have to take it down in size, but I'm using the golden rule that I can always cut more off of a lens. I can never add back to it, so I don't want to make it too small too quick. So now I'm going to take it out of the chuck. Thank you, Chuck. I'm going to dry your lens off because it's embarrassing if I were to drop this on live TV or live YouTube, whatever you want to call it. So I still have some rough edges around the edge of the lens, so I'm going to use my hand stone, which is completely flat. It just works on friction. That's why I can place my hand on it while it's spinning. And I'm going to go all the way around your lens to take off any rough edges. Of course, you can see I've just put more optical sawdust. So I'm going to use my thumbnail to go around and scrape that off the edge of your lens. The proper term for this is called schwarf, as in may the schwarf be with you, but no, it's not going to be with you. I'm scraping it off. And I do this so much, I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. If you notice that it is all now sitting on the counter, but not for long because I wipe it on the floor. That is my patented move. If you've seen my other videos, I remind everyone I went to school for years to learn how to wipe stuff on the floor. Kids don't expect to be able to do it as easy as me on day one. So to see if it fits, I tuck it in at the outside corner first closest to me, and using my thumbs, I try and press down at the nose. No, it will not go in. So I'm going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter. I can always make it smaller. I can never make it larger. So it's just going to go back onto the bevel wheel in the center, and 1/10 of a millimeter is going to come off your lens. As you watch it get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, 1/10 of a millimeter. According to my PD stick, but the distance between my thumbs is 1 millimeter, so I'm now taking down 1/10 of that. And if that's not enough, I'll take it down some more. This is what I do all day. I stand over this machine and look down at it. Sometimes I look at it like this. Sometimes I look like that. Other times I look like this. The suspense, the intrigue, it's just killing you, isn't it? What am I going to do next? I could close the door, but nobody likes that. So I'm leaving it open for now. And in just a moment it will stop, and I will take it back out and see if it's the correct size this time. Excuse me. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and sure enough I woke up with some allergies, which I've never gotten before, but welcome to the aging process. It sure beats the alternative. So take this out, dry your lens off. Go back to the handstone, take away all the rough edges. Use my occupational thumbnail that people have called it. Scrape away that onto the floor. Excuse me. Okay, let's see if it fits. I tuck it in at the outside corner. Using my thumbnails, press in, it snaps in perfectly. Hang on, union water break here. Oh, that was good. Okay, let's cut the left lens. Flip that over to left and hit start. Oh, this aging process. First it's reading glasses, then it's allergy medicine. Put that there. So, it's a good time to mention that all optical shops, well, 99% of all optical shops do free adjustments. So if you get these, if they're too loose or too tight, or if they're high on one side, just stop by your local place and tell them. It's an easy adjustment. It only takes about 30 seconds to adjust a pair of glasses. This block is no longer needed, so I'm going to pop this off. And I'm going to keep that red dot on there so I can measure something a little later. Where's my paper towel? Where is it hiding? There it is. There it is. Dry everything off there. Audra, in the future, a few years from now, when the 125 is not good enough and you need 150, or if you ever need astigmatism correction or any other type of bifocal, now that you have the frame, I can send the lenses right to your house where you can pop them in. And this is how you do it. In order to remove these unbreakable lenses, I rotate the frame downward using my thumb at the nose. It's always your thumb, it's always at the nose. And I'm right-handed, so I grab the frame by my left hand. I put my right hand on this side and I pull it towards me. You're not going to hurt the frame by torquing it. And with my thumb at the nose, I push out like that. It pops right out. Now to put it back in, and I always start with the side closest to me. If I was doing the left lens, which you'll see in a moment, I will turn it this way. But for now, with the right lens, with the frame upright, I tuck it in at the outside corner, and with my thumb at the nose, push down, it snaps right in. Now in Arizona, it's never a problem, but since this is wintertime, plastic does get brittle. If anyone out there who's watching this lives somewhere very, very cold, please make sure the frame is at room temperature before you work with it. How's that for special effects? You can see the words in the background getting larger, larger, as your lens gets smaller, smaller. Oops, let's watch that. Let's watch it. Watch what you're doing. I can put any prescription lens into any frame. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or if you're at the website, just click on the Contact Me button, and that's what you'll do. You'll contact me. Sorry, a bit of a clown. All right, let me dry this lens off. Come on, let me drop it. Let me drop it. What's going to happen? By the way, don't you worry. There's an extremely strong scratch coating on these lenses. I only use high quality lenses. Since I do my own lab work, I can keep my costs low and I don't send out junk. So back to the handstone. Wipe away the swarf. Put it on the counter, and then, hey guys, you know what's happening next? Onto the floor. You know, that never gets old. I could do that all day long. My wife hates it, but hey. Come on, honey. I got to enjoy what I do. All right, so let's try and get the left lens mounted. If you notice, I did that awesome technique where I turned it this way. Let me show you that again in slow motion. Okay, now I'm going to tuck the outside of the lens in first. And using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. Oh, snap! It goes in perfectly. So let's take... Let's take a moment to choke, shall we? I'll tell you what, there's no we. Let me just choke, and you breathe just fine. Do you have hay fever and goldenrod and all that stuff out there in Arizona, like we have here in North Carolina? I just want to measure one thing real quickly. Perfect, perfect. Now, I'm going to use my optical grade acetone to clean off all the markings. Gracious, gracious. Okay, back to the water break. Water break. I'm just going to leave the cap off because I'm sure I'll be drinking again. And now one thing I want to do before sending it to you is just make sure it's in standard alignment so that when I set it on the table, there is no wobble. What I want to do is put it in a 3-point stance. Those 3 points are the tip of each temple, 1 and 2, the bottom of the frame being 3. I put my thumbs on it to make sure there is no wobble. I flip it over, do the same thing. That is perfect. I make sure that every temple overlaps the other perfectly and that there's the same amount of tension on both sides. That is perfect. Oops, someone just sent me an email. So, let me clean everything up and get it ready for shipping. Audra, I really appreciate it. You could have bought your frames from anyone, but you bought them from the person who's going to give you free prescription lenses. Well played, sir. Well played. If I can be any more help, I'm only an email away. There we are, the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer, size 55, color 901, which is the classic shiny black. If anyone else needs to contact me, I think I went over that. I'm going to lose my voice, so I'm going to quit talking. Other than that, Audra, hopefully you enjoyed watching your glasses being made. And as you can see, this is one of the many, many, many ways I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.